This is a detailed instructional video on how to assemble the R.I.M.S Dynamount floor tom suspension system from Gauger Percussion Inc. When the Dynamount is properly installed, it can greatly increase the resonance of a floor tom by removing the pressures on the shell created by mounted hardware that inhibit the drum from resonating freely. Before we assemble the Dynamount, let's quickly go over the parts that make it up and the tools you will need to put it together. The parts included in the box are two Dynamount aluminum bands, available for 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, or 18-inch drums, 4 sliding flanges, 3 leg plates, 2 end connectors, and 4 spring grommets. The softer blue springs are supplied for 12, 13, and 14-inch floor toms, as they are designed to isolate the higher frequencies of those drums, and the firmer red springs are designed to isolate the lower harmonic frequencies of 15, 16, and 18-inch floor toms. You will also need a 3/8 inch wrench, a 7/16 inch wrench, and a Phillips head screwdriver. First, place the Dynamount bands on a flat surface and completely loosen the screws on each of the 4 flanges. We also recommend using a flathead screwdriver or similar tool to gently spread apart the flanges so that they can slide onto the bands loosely and so they can be easily adjusted before they are locked in place. Slide 2 flanges on each band and lightly tighten them with the screwdriver. Make sure that you can still move the flanges across the band, as you will need to position them correctly on the drum later. Now that the flanges are on, we can connect the Dynamount bands using the end connectors. Make sure as you attach them that they are also only slightly tightened down, so you can adjust the bands specifically to your drum later. Now that the bands are attached, we can go ahead and place it on the drum and make the necessary adjustments to the flanges and end connectors so they are positioned correctly. Turn your floor tom upside down and remove the bottom head. Place the Dynamount over the drum so that the 4 flanges rest on top of 4 opposite lugs. Remember, since the drum is upside down, the GPI logo on the Dynamount should also be upside down, so when you turn it over later it is right side up. Now we can adjust the end connectors so that the Dynamount's diameter is perfect for your drum, and we can also adjust the 4 flanges so they rest directly over the lug, with no metal-to-metal contact. When you have all the pieces aligned, you can tighten everything down enough so that it will no longer move. We also recommend marking one corresponding flange and lug with a piece of tape, as we will be removing the Dynamount from the drum and we want it to go back on in the same place later. Now, remove the Dynamount and place it right side up on your flat surface. Since it can be difficult to do on the drum, take this opportunity to fully tighten the flanges and end connectors. At this point, we are ready to install the spring grommets. If you like, you can remove the spring from the rubber grommet before compressing it into the top of the flange. Then, snap the spring back on the grommet. Place the Dynamount back in its correct position on the drum, and make sure the springs line up directly over the tension rod receivers. Now we are ready to place the leg plates on the Dynamount. Remove the screws, and gently spread apart the leg plates. This will make it easy to slide onto the band, where you can lightly compress the plate back together once it is on. Before they are tightened down, make sure that the leg plates are placed correctly around the drum. They should be in between the lugs and in as much of a triangular or tripod position as possible. Don't place the leg plates too close to the flanges, as it is best to keep them away from the areas of isolation. Once the plates are positioned correctly on the drum, tighten them down securely so they will not move. When fully secured, the plates come together completely and are then ready to be attached to your leg hardware. To attach your leg hardware, once more remove the Dynamount from your drum so you can easily attach your leg brackets to the Dynamount leg plates. Finally, place it back on your drum in the correct position, reattach your drum head and hoop, slide the legs in your leg brackets, and turn your drum over. Check the springs to make sure that they are not being over-compressed to the point where the flange is coming into contact with the lug. Also check that there is clearance between the flange and the hoop, as there should be no metal-to-metal contact. If you would like to further fine-tune the Dynamount, with the drum standing, loosen the carriage bolts of the end connectors, and also loosen the 8 screws securing the flanges. Strike the drum several times or play it for a few minutes. This will allow the band to further seat or self-adjust to the drum's lugs, producing maximum resonance. Then, re-tighten all screws, listening for any resonance loss or dropout.